That's one of those plays that you call, and everything seems to happen exactly as it's scripted in the playbook.
Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. To throw right away is Vick. This is intercepted. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. They go play action with Montana. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to him.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
It's one play at a time, baby. Make plays, y'all. Make plays. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go now. Let's go.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as you're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Vick goes play action. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
3rd and short yardage. Vick, he is going to find Hill here. And he will have the Bears first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try the right side here with Peyton. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd down, Vick. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a handoff inside. It's Peyton. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Vick to throw it. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. On play action, Vick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Aaron Donald with a sack.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Montana's throw here hauled in by Cup. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Montana. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
On first down, Montana. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll give to Falk up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Montana to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Moss. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Operating out of the gun, here's Montana. Man open, it's Moss complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now Montana. And that's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
He'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now a draw play. It's Falk. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got it. It's Higbee. Touchdown Rams. A 5-yard touchdown catch as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Do your thing. Come on, let's go. Let's dominate. That's what you got to do. Just do what you got to do here. You call it? We all in there. Let's go. This is where you stuck. Me and you. Me and you. All right, do this now. All right, they got one together, baby. That's smart, baby. It's all like popcorn. Come on now. It's all like popcorn.
Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Hester going to decide against a return, and they will spot this at the 25. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. To throw, Vick. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. First and 10 for Montana and company. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
To throw again on 2nd down. Montana. He gets this into the hands of Cup once again. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one a first down pickup of 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop.
Touchdown, Rams. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Rams will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0.
Let's ride, dog. Let's get some love.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds. Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Throwing, Vick. They complete it to Hill. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Vic with the incompletion on first down, and now that leads to 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now here's Vic. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. "15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. To throw is Montana. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a give left side to Falk. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go right back to the ground with Falk. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Shotgun. Here's Montana. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Now a give inside for Falk. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. Second and goal from the 1. They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll try and run for it here with Dickerson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Rams 24. Bears nothing.
Let's go, baby. Don't wait for nobody else to make it. You make the play. Here we go. Let's focus in on what we gotta do here. That's one, boys. Let's go do this thing, baby. They can't beat us straight up.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Vic operating on first down. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The throw on second down from Vic, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They set up the screen to Peyton. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
They will look to throw. Montana. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see them drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Here's Riley Dixon now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Vic readies to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
After the sack on 1st down, Vic out route to Hill, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Vic on 4th down. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Again, it's Vic. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down after a gain of about 11, as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. First down, Vic. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to get this down near the 25. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing again on 2nd down. Vic. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up first and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's second and goal. Working out of the gun, Michael Vick. Being chased out left. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams will take over here at their own 12-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.